Hey, this is Rap the News, and this request for this video was submitted by Denise Dixon, and we're going to be talking about 3 Days of Darkness. And it was funny because I was just looking at a video by a young lady who had a dream about being in the darkness for 3 days, and basically what she was saying in her dream, which matched other people's dreams online, she was saying that the darkness was she was in her house and the darkness grew, so it grows on you, and it's a thick darkness, and the darkness is a living darkness, meaning that it's alive. And she said that she and her family right now is prepared for this darkness, right? And so she have candles, she have flashlights and things like that. But in her dream, she said she shined the flashlight, and maybe some of you have seen it as well, and the flashlight would only shine in front of the flashlight. It's like it would not give off a light where you could guide yourself by the light. So it gave off a glow because the batteries were working, but you couldn't find your way through a dark room with it. And she said that she had some kind of pink kind of like fluorescent lights in her house, and they were on and glowing, but you couldn't find your way to them, and it's like an unexplainable darkness that's alive. And also that she said that she lit a match to light a candle, and basically the candle had just a small little light, but not enough to find your way through this thick darkness.
In the dream, when it went pitch black, because some of the lights were still on, it was like, you know, we couldn't understand why we couldn't do things, like we couldn't charge the phone, we couldn't you know, we didn't understand why the lights wouldn't come on, because we saw these pink strip lights still on, but it was completely pitch black. I mean, it was pitch black outside, and the pitch blackness was not just outside, it was inside the house. And let me explain. Even though the pink lights was on, there was no illumination at all. The blackness was so black and so thick. Even the candles, the flashlight, you know, everything we did to prepare for this pitch black time.
And then she said demons started manifesting out of the darkness. So we have this video here where a demon is manifesting. They have this new camera that this guy made in this program where basically he bends the light, and bending the light, he says these demons, just like she said in her dream, manifest out of thin air.
This clip, I mean, that's Bill.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in a chair.
Right, so that's the software doing exactly what it's supposed to do, right? It mapped Bill, a regular living person. And then this next part, there was nothing in there, and suddenly
you see how it forms from the center out as it drops in.
Right, and now we're seeing a living person next to the stick figure in the chair. Right, you can see there's nothing in the chair, and now there's a living person, and there actually starts to be some interaction. This is where it gets mind-blowing. And so
now on this clip, this is actually the caretaker we're talking about, and he's in here with us for a few minutes. And we're playing with the lights on and taking the lights off. Now he's left the frame, and I'm walking in from the side, and I'm going to walk up to the chair, and you'll see me put my arm out. Now watch the figure in the chair, because it's going to turn, rotate, and grab my arm.
To me, this is some of the most compelling
It's
footage
small.
I've seen.
Yes,
it's like a child.
That's unbelievable.
You know, and then we will take a look at the sun itself. You know, the sun just got eclipsed in August 2017, I believe it was, and basically there was no moon eclipsing the sun, which means this big rogue planet, no matter if no one saw it or not, eclipsed the sun that day. And as this planet passed, you know, and you can look at the footage right here, no moon is eclipsing the sun. You know, nothing is eclipsing the sun. I said before, it looks like the light of the sun went out as whatever this big planet came past, and eclipsed it, and as this planet passed, it lit back up. So whatever this planet is, it appeared to have drained the sun. Okay people, when the 3 days of darkness come in, all electronic gadgets will not work. So here we have the cameras, the closed circuit cameras, being affected by the system that's coming in, and so it's completely going haywire, and eventually it goes completely offline. And we are experiencing right now power outages. We are experiencing our computers and our systems and our programming messing up right now, you know, and imagine what's to come. I suggest glow sticks, and no one has had a dream about glow sticks yet. That's what I was thinking. It has to be some kind of chemical light, you know, instead of some kind of straight light. And then we'll look at this video, which I have put out before, which is an eclipse. We don't see a planet here, but we see a large eclipse, and the only way you're going to get an eclipse in a big shadow like this is that it is eclipsing off of a large object, and we can see the shape of the object that it is eclipsing off of. So I think Anita Fuentes, I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard of her. Yeah. Okay, she put out a video about her son. I think he was 11 years old at the time. He had a dream about the darkness, and basically he said, just like I said about the planet, that as this darkness came, I mean, it was drawing in, the people started getting wicked and murderous, you know, because I said that planet is planet hell that's going to eclipse the sun. Anyway, he said they was in the darkness and they wasn't prepared for it, and they had drove until they found some empty shack and they had buckled down in it.
And the darkness came fast, so fast, and almost like they didn't want it. It came in so fast, almost like the darkness, didn't want God to change his mind. We made it back to the shed, and I sat on the couch and grabbed some kind of toy to fiddle my hands with, trying to get comfortable, but I had a shaking that was so uncontrollable. The thick, intense, darkly alive atmospheric presence of dread and darkness made me question, how am I going to live through this? There was no way to protect myself from it.
And he said him and his father went out to look outside, and you know, it was awful. He said that his mom was in there calm, you know, even though it was like, he said he was scared out of his gourd, you know, and that's what the other woman said. It was frightening to be in such darkness. My true beliefs is, and I know I did a video before on 3 days of darkness, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. We can only go according to our knowledge at the time, you know, and I know it seemed like we may be shaky a little bit here and there. I'm not shaky about God though, and I may be shaky on what's coming down to this earth a little bit, but common sense tells us how we're going to get our days of darkness, because we're already getting that. You know, there's so many videos right now that people are putting out about these planets that are going past, casting shadows, eclipsing our sun right now as we speak. And I saw so many today that it was kind of scary. You know, I was like, wow, these people have no idea what's coming down on this earth. But yeah, so my you know, what do they call that, hypothesis or theory or truth may vary when it comes to this, because like I said, no one has ever been through it. The only way we can know about the 3 days of darkness are we are very observant to the signs, the dreams, the visions, and the actual reality of what's happening in our world right now. I hope this has been helpful to you. This is Raptor News.